Hey everyone, today I'll be doing a book review over Her Every Fear After by Peter Swanson, featuring our main characters Kate Priddy and Corbin Dell. In this story, we will go through a series of events where Kate Priddy is going through anxiety the whole entire time, and Kate and Corbin swap apartments throughout the whole book. Unfortunately, I only read about half of it, so I don't know quite all the events. But basically, there is a murder right next door to Kate's apartment. This is a murder of Audrey Marshall. The consensus is that Kate believes that Corbin had murdered Audrey Marshall at this very moment, but truthfully, that is not what happened. Kate talks to Jack and Alan, who also live close by to that same exact apartment, trying to get a better idea of who did the murder of Audrey Marshall right next door to Kate. The genre of this book is a psychological thriller. Now, throughout reading this story, I was rooting for our main character, Kate Priddy, hoping nothing bad would happen, of course. The moment when the rock was thrown on Audrey Marshall's body, making it bleed out onto that stone, yeah, that was gruesome, and that definitely had an emotional impact on me. Yeah, it was something. It was kind of unsettling to hear about that, just how gruesome that is. Yeah, you definitely don't see stuff like that every day. But I do think the characters like Kate Priddy handle the situation really well, which is also why I'm rooting for the characters. Kate is trying to overcome her fear with her anxiety, because that is something that many main characters will go through, is they want to overcome something, and overcoming a fear is definitely a great thing to do because it can really help you out in the long run in rough situations like this. And of course, Corbin Dell also plays a major role, being like a supporting character to Kate Priddy throughout the story. And then you also have Jack and Alan, who also played our part helping out Kate throughout this whole case. Now, this book mainly takes place in the apartment, but the murder, it did also happen in the apartment, but the body was not in the apartment during the time. Now, one thing that I do think was overall missed potential for the story was a backstory of Kate, unless it does happen later on in this story, because I read to page 160 out of 333. I think that would be actually a really cool detail to add to get insight of Kate Priddy and how her anxiety came to be, because these things, some people always have it. Sometimes it just develops over time. So I'd be curious to know how Kate Priddy developed that anxiety, which in the long run may not be the best thing in cases like this, with the murder happening outside with the stone. Another thing about the story that I enjoy was Kate and Corbin hanging out in the cafe, just good old friends, possible love connection. Is really how it seems like it's played out. Can't really go wrong with those moments. Now, how I'm hoping that the story ended, I hope it was a good ending for Kate and Corbin. I hope they are working partners for all eternity. And I also hope the murderer who murdered Audrey Marshall is discovered during the end of the story. And I hope Kate is eventually able to overcome her panic attacks, which is understandable why she went for them, since she's had a rough past that we also learn throughout the book. Her ex-boyfriend kidnapped Irma and almost taking her life. But I do hope that things go better for Kate Priddy after the events of this story. The end.